Hello, in this video, we are going to discuss the topic Hindu Undivided Family Business from the chapter Forms of Business Organization +1 Business Studies. The first topic, sole proprietorship, we have done in the previous videos. Now, to begin with, the Hindu Undivided Family Business is also called Joint Hindu Family Business. Hindu Undivided Family Business is also called Joint Hindu Family Business. This is one of the unique form of business organization which is found only in India. One of the unique form of business organization found only in India. It is governed by the Hindu law. The Hindu law is also known as Hindu Succession Act 1956. The Hindu law is also known as Hindu Succession Act 1956. It is one of the oldest form of business organization in our country. One of the oldest form of business organization in our country. Now, how we are going to define this Hindu Undivided Family Business or Joint Hindu Family Business? It refers to the form of organization where business is owned and carried on by the members of the Hindu Undivided Family. It is a form of business organization which is owned, controlled and managed by the members of the Hindu Undivided Family. Now, on the basis of membership, business is by birth and 3 successive generations can be the members of the business. What do we know about membership? Membership of the business is by birth and 3 successive generations can be the members of the business. Means from great grandfather to grandfather and then to father. 3 generations can be there. Okay. After that, the business is managed and controlled by the eldest male member of the family. The business is managed and controlled by the eldest male member of the family. He is known as Karta or manager. But popularly, the eldest male member of the family is known as Karta. So all the decisions regarding the business are taken by the Karta and his decisions are binding on all the members. Remember, the business is controlled by Karta. Who is the Karta? The Karta is the eldest male member of the family. He takes the decisions and his decisions are binding on all the members of the family. All the members, they have equal ownership rights over the property of an ancestor and they are known as co-partners. C-O-P-A-R-C-E-N-E-R-S. All the members of the Joint Hindu family, they have equal rights over the property of their ancestors and all these members are known as co-partners. Now, ancestral property means the property which is acquired from father, grandfather or great grandfather. So the property which is acquired from father, grandfather or great grandfather is called ancestral property. Ancestral property is different from self-acquired property. Self-acquired property is the property which is obtained by using the personal resources of a person or which is obtained from any relative other than father, grandfather or great grandfather. So in Joint Hindu Family Business, Self-acquired property is not used. In the joint Hindu family business, it is the ancestral property which is used. Joint Hindu family business has been divided into two types, that is, the system of inheritance under the Hindu law is of two types. Two system of inheritance can be there. The first is the Dayabhaga system and the second is the Mitaskara system. Dayabhaga system prevails only in West Bengal, and under this system both the male and female members are allowed to be co-partners. The Bhaga system is present only in West Bengal, and according to this system both male and female can be the co-partners. Mitaskara system prevails all over India except West Bengal. It is not there in West Bengal, because in West Bengal the Bhaga system is followed. So Mitaskara system is throughout the country, but it is not followed in West Bengal. In the Mitaskara system, only the male members are allowed to be co-partners in the business. So when we are taking the summary of this joint Hindu family business or Hindu undivided family business, we mean to say that this business is governed by the Hindu Succession Act 1956, number one. Number two, in order to do the business, ancestral property is required, and the family members are those who carry on business. Family members can be the Karta, that is the eldest male member of the family, and they can be co-partners. Other members of the family are co-partners who have equal ownership property rights in the family. They are using ancestral property. Two system of inheritance under Hindu laws can be there. One is the Dayabhaga system, which is present only in West Bengal, and both male and female members of the family are allowed to be co-partners. Whereas second system is the Mitaskara system, and in the Mitaskara system it is present all over the country except in West Bengal, and under this system only male members are allowed to be co-partners in the business. Now let us discuss the features of the Hindu undivided family business or the joint Hindu family business. The features of joint Hindu family business can be studied under 5 headings. The first is the formation, second is the liability, third is the control, fourth is the continuity, and fifth is the minor members. Let's discuss these features one by one. First, formation. For formation of the Hindu undivided family business, there should be at least 2 members in a family, and they must have ancestral property. Ancestral property we have discussed earlier. Ancestral property means the property which is acquired from father, grandfather or great grandfather. They must have ancestral property. There is no need for any agreement between the family members. They don't require any agreement between the family members. What they require? At least 2 members of a family and the common ancestral property they need. There is no agreement between the family members because membership is by birth in a family, and the Hindu undivided family business is governed by Hindu Succession Act 1956. Now when it comes to the question of formation, and when you have to explain formation, you have to explain that there must be 2 members in a family. Number 1, there must be common ancestral property. Number 2, there is no need for agreement because membership is by birth. This is number 3. And number 4, in a joint Hindu family business, it is have to be governed by a Hindu law which is called Hindu Succession Act 1956. So this is the first feature of joint Hindu family business. The second feature of joint Hindu family business is liability. Liability, as we have discussed in the previous videos, is a legal responsibility. The liability of all the members are limited, and the liability of Karta is unlimited. We have discussed in the previous videos about limited liability and unlimited liability. Unlimited liability means that a person is responsible to clear the debts by using the personal property, personal assets, if his business assets are not enough to meet the requirements of debt. Now, in this case, two types of liability is there. One is unlimited, other is the limited. Now, the members of the family have limited liability, whereas Karta has unlimited liability. Remember, the members of the family, that is co-partners, they have limited liability, and the Karta is having unlimited liability. What does this mean? That if the business assets are not enough to meet the requirement of the loan, then the personal assets of Karta can be used, whereas the personal assets of other members of the family cannot be used. So limited liability is for co-partners and unlimited liability is for Karta. Now, Karta has unlimited liability. It means that his self-acquired property can also be used in order to pay the debts of the business. Clear this point? Very, very important. Liability is of two types here. In sole proprietorship, we have only studied that the liability of the sole proprietor is unlimited, but here we have two types of liability now. One is the limited liability, other is the unlimited liability. Limited liability is of members of the family business, that is co-partners, and their assets, their personal assets or self-acquired property cannot be used in order to clear the debts, whereas the liability of the Karta is unlimited. It means that if the business debts are there and business assets are not enough, then the personal property or the self-acquired property of the Karta can be used in order to clear off the debts of the business. The third is control. Third feature of the joint Hindu family business is control. The control of the family lies with the Karta. He is the eldest male member. He is having the unlimited liability. So the control of the business lies with the Karta. His decisions are regarded as the final decision. He is authorized to manage the business. He takes all the major decisions, and the decisions are binding on the other members of the family. So the Karta is the most powerful member in the family, and he runs the business, and all the decisions are taken by him. His decision is regarded as the final decision in this type of form. The fourth is the continuity. This form of business is not affected by the death of the members. Continuity. We have studied in sole proprietorship that in sole proprietorship, after the death of the sole proprietor, the business comes to an end. But in this case, the business is not affected. It is not affected by the death of the members. If in case the Karta dies, the next eldest male member of the family can become the Karta, and the business can run in a stable manner. So what do you know about the continuity of the business? The form of business is not affected by the death of the members. In case the Karta dies, the next eldest member, male member of the family can become the Karta, and the business can run in a stable manner. However, if the business can be terminated with the mutual consent of the members. If members of the family don't want to continue the business after the death of the Karta, by mutual understanding, they can they can terminate the business. Otherwise, the business will continue. The next eldest male member of the family will become the karta and the business will run in a stable manner. The minor members, point number 5. Minor members are those members which are below the age of 18 years. Minors can also be the members of the business because the member of the business is by birth. The member of the business is by birth. Therefore, minor is also the member of the business. They can also take part. They are also treated as co-partners. So, minors can be the member of the business because the membership in a joint Hindu family business is by birth.